Hello folks, and welcome to Unit 5, Week 3, Day 1 in Grammar. This week we're continuing our study on adjectives, and in particular we're talking about adjectives that compare. So besides describing nouns and pronouns, adjectives can be used to compare two or more things. So when they're comparing just two things, those adjectives are called comparative. Right there. Oops. Comparative. Two things, and these adjectives usually end in ER. Superlative, that's a fancy word. Superlative adjectives compare three or more things, boys and girls. And these adjectives usually end in EST. So let's take a look at how we use these in our writing. So first, we need to write the comparative and superlative forms of each adjective. So great is going to become, in the comparative form, we add ER, great will become greater. In the superlative form, great will become greatest. Then for short, again in the comparative form we have shorter, and in the superlative form, shortest. You get the idea. ER for comparing two things, superlative is three or more. Let's look a little more in depth now. We need to identify the comparative and superlative adjectives. So let's grab my highlighter here, yellow. The first trip was longer than the second, so I'm looking for the word that ends with ER or EST. So longer, it's comparative, the first trip and the second trip, two things. Number two, I think she was the bravest explorer. Bravest is my superlative. We're not sure how many explorers there are, but because there's EST, that means there's more than two. Number three, they set a record for the deepest water exploration. EST, superlative adjective. Number four, they traveled to a farther point in the wilderness. Farther ends in ER, comparing two things. Boys and girls, in your practice today, you are going to be reading some sentences, and your job is to underline the adjective in parentheses that correctly completes the sentence. So you'll be given two, one that ends in ER and one that ends in EST. So it's your job to know if they are comparing two things or more than two things. So let's look at number one. Have you ever imagined exploring the blank waters of the ocean? So you might want to repeat it and say, have you ever imagined exploring the deeper waters of the ocean? Have you ever imagined exploring the deepest waters of the ocean? Well, this is talking about all oceans. There's more than two. So I'm going to underline deepest because it has EST at the end, and we use that when we're comparing more than three things. Number two, the sun looks brighter on the water than it does on land. The sun looks brightest on the water than it does on land. Well, it's comparing it to look how it looks on the water and how it looks on land. That's two things, so I need brighter ER. Your job is to finish the page. This is page 141 in your language arts packets. Peace out for now.